As a Mac Mini user, the Mac Studio has some great additional features that I'd love to get my hands on. The question is whether I would actually use them. So today I want to give a bit of a comparison between the Mac Mini M1 and the Mac Studio and help you decide whether you should upgrade. Leaving power to one side for a second, the one thing I definitely wish the Mac Mini had more of is ports, especially front-facing ports like you get on the Mac Studio. Being able to slot an SD card directly into the computer is a massive convenience, as is being able to escape a world of dongles. I don't even have the most complicated setup. I find myself really short on ports. Thing is, that alone isn't really reason enough to upgrade a computer, and so you have to look at the additional power that you're getting from the Mac Studio. When I got my Mac Mini, I tried my best to future-proof it by getting the 16GB version, but of course the Mac Studio begins at 32GB, and you get access to those brand new chips, the M1 Max and the M1 Ultra. But while Apple seem intent on borrowing naming conventions from Pokeballs for their chipsets, they do seem to be bringing a bit of structure to how they name their computing devices. If you think about it across iPhones, iPads and computers, the Mini really is the entry moniker for Apple at the moment. It's the lowest specs overall, but still a really high quality of device that most people can get along with just fine. When we get to the pro level, we're starting to see computers that are really designed for professionals and people who need a lot out of their workflows. And the Studio almost sits slightly above that bracket. I really do think there's a clue in the name. Apple intend this computer to be used for creative studios. And let's face it, that's why you can get a version of it that goes all the way up to about £8,000. The big question for Mac Mini users is that difference in performance between the M1 chip and the M1 Max on the base version of the Mac Studio really going to make a difference to your life? If you're anything like me, you can already breeze through most tasks on the M1 Mac Mini, whether that's working on a big spreadsheet, opening too many tabs in Google Chrome, or trying your hand at video editing, and actually being able to do very well with some 4K footage, even as a complete amateur. Of course, if you do harbour creative ambitions, you want to get a computer that gives you enough headroom to grow into, but I've been doing this for over a year and a half now, and I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere near the capacity of the M1 Mac Mini. And when I think about the difference in spending £699 on a computer versus almost £2,000 on a computer, there's so many other accessories I could get that would improve my life as a part-time creator anyway. In fact, you could almost get a studio display with an M1 Mac Mini for the same price as just the Mac Studio on itself. And I actually think that most people should still get the Mac Mini in 2022. If you want to see what the M1 chip is still capable of this year, then check out this video next. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.